the day on a 5-game win streak, points in every game, even the ones that they haven't won. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, they've been just absolutely dominant. And I think the biggest point for them is just they just need to be consistent, especially on the defensive half. They seem to be running people's pockets. We were talking about how this is kind of like an attacker-sided meta. Well, recently, Aerial Rise has got an 83% win rate on the last few play days that they have on the defensive half. Keep pulling out these 5-1 halves on defense. It's absolutely nuts. And I think the biggest thing that's going to be key if they want to have success on attack, they want to have success on defense, has got to be that information. Nocturne's is a team that likes to have these little pocket shots. We saw yesterday versus West Garfield Park, they had these quick little rushes where they're shuffling into sight. So defensive information, really vital, making sure they're able to, react to these plays they want to make. And then things like spawn peaks, not getting tripped up. Just keep playing the game you're playing, keep it simple. And I think, Aerial Rise should have a really good time in this game.
Do you put all your money into the whole courts coming from one shot thing, or do you just kind of use it for where it can get you a bit of gains, but then still focus up, do a larger game plan?
Yeah, I mean, he was on the team a long time ago, so you can't put all your eggs in that basket. It will show up here and there. Maybe he'll understand how a particular player plays a particular position, and he can exploit it from their scrim. But other than that, not really. And if you go back, it's a team game, and you look at how they played yesterday. There was a lot of mistakes. Especially on the attacking half coming from Gaming Gladiators. I want to touch into my critical points just a bit. The biggest one was they weren't bringing the utility for the pushes that they wanted to do. You're seeing them go clear vertical control on a map like Theme Park and then not have a sledgehammer or not have breaching charges. What are we doing? And then all of their attacks, I think they lost how many rounds? They said it was 3 rounds yesterday to time. They're just so slow. They need to pick up this pace. They need to start bringing the right operators that they want to be playing. And if they do both of those, I still don't think it's enough.
Oh, we ain't even at predictions yet. And you have no faith.
The start, including 2 wins on Villa. And for whatever reason, they were like, yeah, let's just keep going back there. We got to win some more at some point. And no, it has not been that way for them.
No, it definitely hasn't looked good at all. And one shot, or Cookies was saying with one shot, this is a game they need to win. But it's the same thing on the case for Aqualix. If they don't win this game, they're fighting that contention for relegation.
Yeah.
They're just outside the cusp. If Outlast start to show up, if they start to perform, Aqualix, they could be in that relegation seat. And I'm looking for something different from them today. One of the biggest things we've been noticing with Aqualix overall over the last few play days was that their map pool is really narrow. And that's why I kept going back to Villa. Teams like West Garfield Park who are playing with the sub, they had the opportunity to go and take them to other maps and take them to a map that maybe they're not comfortable on, and Aqualix wasn't able to do that. So I think today, if Aqualix wants to have any form of success, they need to not go to Villa. They need to start banding out the maps that they traditionally like to play, like the clubs, the Oregons, the cafes, and then, maybe we'll see some sort of difference. I hope these last 2 weeks kind of did them a favor there. They had a really good time to kind of prepare for this week. And as a team that has shown pretty good dominance at some points and then really bad performances at other points. Last week versus One Shot, they looked really sharp, and I didn't give them any credit going into that game because of how dominantly they got beat by Aerial Rise the day before. But they're a team that showed up. They played one of the best teams in Challenger League, and they looked really competitive doing it. Big things today that I'm looking for when it comes to how they want them to play versus Carnico. You can't let Carnico get to the execute. We've said this all throughout the stage. Carnico is a team that once they get to the execute, they're really well rehearsed. They get the execute down. They get a lot of plants down. So I'm looking for them to kind of, on their defensive half of Gaming Gladiators, attack the roam, attack the drones, or attack the roam clear. Make sure you're putting problems in front of them. Don't let them get anything for free, and play a little bit of scrappiness on defense. And then on the flip side, on attack, Gaming Gladiators has had this issue of they take map control, or they take top floor control, and then they don't bring sledgehammers, or they don't bring breaching charges. So they're taking vertical pressure for no reason. And Carnico, like I mentioned before, is a team that likes to run a lot of utility. So play the meta, play things with lots of explosives, play the Finca LMG, the Iana with three explosives. And I think you'll be able to clear a lot of the utility that's coming out from the side of Carnico, and just keep it simple, play your game, pick up the pace a little bit, and I think they'll be all right.